Hey everybody, and welcome to Fashion Figure Friday. Today we're looking at a new line of dolls called L.U.V. I guess they've been out for a year now. I would have never picked them up for $30 each. They look cheap, but upon opening this one, I decided to go online and thankfully they were $7.50 online, and I could just put them in my cart, pick them up today, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow because I don't like going on Thursdays. And I know it's Friday right here for you. But they're such a high quality doll that I was like, wow, it really is worth $30. It's just, it doesn't look like it. So let me first off show you the packaging so you know what I'm talking about. It comes in this clear container, which I'm going to actually use as a display box. You know, if you have cats and dust, you know you're going to get cat hair on everything and they're going to knock things off the shelf. And you got, this is just a great way to keep your dolls on the shelf and dust free and cat free, although that box is already a little bit cracked. The insides of the box, this is a wide area. The shoe is attached by 1,000 little things. Here is a artistic interpretation of the doll, and it was ironic that doll, there was a website that I like to occasionally visit since Pink Parlor shut down a long time ago. But here is the picture of her and her friends. I decided to pick up only one for $7.50 because I wasn't sure I was going to like these at all. I just figured, I'll try it. So here she is. Let's look at her real quick. Let me see if I can, it's hard to get a big thing that more than like 6 inches in frame. So she does have a rather pretty face, very young looking. She's got articulation in her neck, which is a ball joint. And she has arm articulation, which goes up this high for monkey curls and goes around 360 degrees. Under her sleeve, we have a joint on her elbow that goes 90 degrees and it swivels around 360. Her hands go back and forth and also swivel 360. She's got a lot of weight to her, which is very surprising. I did not expect that. I expected it to be more hollow. It looked a little bit less. It doesn't look like what you're getting. You're getting a lot of quality for this. I was very surprised. All right, so she has teal is her color, and it kind of pops on that very nice color skin that she has, like a caramel color. I remember when Barbie first made blue and brown her signature color, or was it pink and brown? I just know it popped, and this really does pop nicely. I am not a fan of polka dots, but again, on the I can't think of the name of it, the website Doll Divas, they're doing polka dot theme this week. I was like, well, you know, I could post a picture of this. I did take a picture because what I do next is something I normally don't do with dolls that have a baby dollish looking face like this, because it's just too creepy. But I'm going to actually take her clothes off and look at the body, because I think the body, it's got a lot of features that you might be, wow, impressed by. So for legs, she does have this articulation here it reminds me of some Japanese stuff that I have, where it's not just a ball joint, but it's a ball and a socket and it's like 3 layers here. So she has a swivel and a ball joint. And let's see, she can kick up really high, but not go back so far because she has a butt. She has knees that bend just a little bit over 90 degrees and go nice and straight. She also has articulation right here, which is kind of like the thigh swivel. And her feet, they actually do have articulation. She has articulation at the feet, and we'll look more at that. I haven't successfully taken off I think I taken off last night. I can't remember. But I was going to try to take her boots off and look at that. First off, let's look at those boots, though. They are gorgeous. There's one color to them, but they have nice printing on the side. It says L.U.V. And it has, like, you know, ivy coming from it. All right, let me see if I can get this boot off without tearing her foot off. That's one of the things I have a fear of. Like, I don't like articulated ankles unless I have socks on them. So, my favorite Barbie body is the one that does not have ankles. She just has the, I got one right here. This is my favorite Barbie body. She doesn't have ankles because it does scare me. I've had Bitsu dolls, which are meant to come apart. They're more like model kits. They are technically dolls. Oh, whew, there we go. So there's her foot. So it bends and it swivels. So that does terrify me a little bit when I'm taking off shoes. So here she is. Besides, maybe ask, is she the same height as a Barbie? Well, here is a real Barbie, and she is clearly, like I said, like a more of a childlike daughter age, but dressed like a total adult. So I guess more comparable to the Bratz dolls, which I don't have one handy, ironically. I do have a Monster High doll that I pulled out of my... I was looking for some clothes through these boxes. Timber. They're all doll boxes. Wow, she's smaller than a Monster High G1. This is Rebecca Steam. So she's actually very limber. She also has big boots on though. So let me see if I can get the same height for the feet. So she comes out one head shorter than Rebecca Steam. All right, so she is much smaller. She's more of a, oh, I don't have a ruler with me handily. I have a ruler that only goes up to 6 inches. So I would guess she's about 8 inches tall. So 15 centimeters plus about 6 centimeters, about 20 centimeters total. Let's see, for 6 inches to her shoulder and another 2.5, so about 8.5 inches tall total. So she's more like a Migo sized doll. And that's what I was thinking when I first looked at her. I was like, she's like a Migo. So let's start taking the clothes off. And again, I'm hoping nobody gets offended by this because I'm just wanting to see what the actual body looks like. Plus, I grabbed this, but I've had this laying on my dresser, and then the cats decided, I guess, to contribute some hair to it. So I was like, crap. And I don't have a shirt just handy. I do have the doll I was going to compare it to, which is a more traditional kind of Barbie-ish body. She has a t-shirt. So people are like, hey, will the clothes fit Barbie? I doubt it. Unless by Barbie you mean Migo figure. So I was going to put some clothes on her and see how they look on her. I do have some of Stacy's shorts. You know, we can see. But I definitely want to see what the body type is. Now, she's got Velcro on the pleather belt, which, you know, in about 10 years from now, this is going to be shredded. Just from the way that the material breaks down, unfortunately. She has a rubber band that was holding down her necklace. I didn't want to just cut it off, but I guess I could have. I forgot about it. She has earrings that appear to be held on by a rubber band. So they do come out. So you can actually put different earrings in if they do come in the fashion packs. The fashion packs were also on clearance. I didn't even bother with them because I figured I probably won't like this doll. I was wrong. So, oh, you know, I should probably go up there today because those fashion packs may not last. Maybe they will. Maybe people will overlook them. Yeah, because I definitely want to grab the fashion packs. And, you know, back in the day, I would look for dolls that I could replace Bratz with. Now, the hand, these are not just coming off the hand, so it makes me wonder. Okay, good. She does have the removable hands like a lot of modern dolls, so you can take the clothes and put them on easily. Because something like this, you definitely don't want to run fingers into those meshy things right there. So she does have another articulation point I was unable to declare because the thing that was holding onto her waist was pretty tight. So the dress is one piece other than the belt. And here she is. So she's got a very Monster High type body, but you know, with the extra articulation point of the new G3 girls up here, but that doesn't seem to do anything. It's just a relief point, it seems like. So she's not really, it doesn't seem to help any. The legs, like I said, see how that's amazingly 3-layered kind of. It reminds me of those Saint Seiya figures that I have a few of from the Japanese, like when I used to order off of Hobby Link Japan a lot back in the day. All right, so the arms, let's see. Here's one way to turn it. I always hate when I can't tell which way the arms are supposed to turn, so that must not be it. It must be the other way. And I always notice that people turn Barbie arms backwards, which is weird. So this point, unless it's stuck, and it's like, it could be possible, I'm afraid to break. I'm always afraid to break these things. Doesn't seem to do anything. So she does have the wider hips than the shoulders, which I like that. That's more feminine, more adult. Because when a woman grows up, her hips enlarge, of course. And the males do the exact opposite. Their shoulders enlarge. So that does show that she has technically an adult body. And she has 2024 Far Out Toys made in China printed on her rear end. All right, and then the hair. So this is one of the things I always look for. The hair is nice. It's very, very silky. It feels almost real. I mean, it's even cold to the touch because, I don't know. It's not that cold in here, to be honest with you. I live at the beach, so it's about 70 degrees a day starting off. You know, some of you guys are starting with your 40s, which I'm like, no, I don't get to 40 until like the end of December. And even then, it's just for a few days. All right, so I'm also looking at her legs thinking, is that got another feature to it? It looks almost like, okay, I'm trying to see, like, you know how there's a floating point of articulation in some of these things? It almost looks like it's that kind of point. All right, so there is a look at this fashion figure. Let me know what you think, and I will try to post, if they post video links for that, the website. I don't go on there as much. I go on there when I have a question. I know there's Barbie or doll fans on there. The last time I was looking for a Dolly Pop doll, and I couldn't figure out why I can't find it, because it's actually called a Snap Doll or something like that. And I was like, oh, see, I found one. Just I look for the words like vintage lots on eBay all the time, and it happened to pop up in the action figure section, which is kind of weird. And I was like, oh, that's it. I remember exactly now. Just randomly popped up. All right, so let me know what you think of this particular fashion figure. Again, she's way too small for Barbie clothes, but she might be able to fit some Skipper clothes. So maybe I'll do an extra video later on showing her in some of those. But I think the heft of the quality, it's very, very durable material. The seam lines are nicely done. They're not really harsh, although I just spoke too soon. That one's kind of harsh. That one looks like it's made out of like a model kit. But they're smooth. I mean, even on those points, you can clearly see it's still a smooth transition line. That one's a little bit more noticeable. So, but it's like not even a plastic. It's more like a vinyl. It's like she's made out of a very different material than I'm expecting. I was expecting to see something hollow. Now, the closest doll I can think of that she reminds me of is the Juku Culture dolls. Remember those girls? They were fantastic. They were a little bit smaller, just a tad bit smaller than these. They could wear Bratz clothes, and yeah, so that's one of the reasons. I mean, I love the Juku Culture dolls. They were a fantastic size. They had crazy looking clothing, and yeah, that was like 20 years ago almost, wasn't it? So let me know again if you picked this up, and if you didn't, check out your Walmart, or even you can go online and order. Ask the people on the website, or on that website, did it come up for you guys $7.50 on their online store? Because for me it does, but then again, it could just be saying because you live near the store. It didn't do that for something else I bought, so I was like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. They confirmed that yes, they do appear for $7.50 online. So if you get all four of them, that's $30. Get another $5 thing, you get free shipping. I'd go for that. All right, or they may even have a pickup. Mine had an offer to pick them up at the store today, and I was like, all right. I mean, hold it for 4 days so I can go on Friday instead. All right, well, y'all have a great and beautiful day, and let me know again anything that you have to contribute for this. Have a great day. Bye.